Hey guys, what's going on? S4J back again, here to bring you the coolest TCG matches of yesterday and today. And before I begin commentating on this particular video, I want to take this time to give special thanks both out to the TheEricVolpe and to the SmugleafOfSerebii, I believe that's what it was, for giving me some extra codes. And out of generosity, actually didn't necessarily have to do so, but they kind of helped me try to obtain the goal of me finishing up my Blastiose Floatzel deck. The Smugleaf gave me some cards, which are like I'm running here now. I have a vanilla set, and thanks to him, I also have a Volcarona set, also that I'm actually testing out. So here we are. Without further ado, it wouldn't make sense to set those cards and just not use them or whatever. That's the whole point. So here we are. First, I'm just gonna combine those things with my Typhlosion that I have a little bit now. Take out some cards, put in some cards, vice versa, whatever. Throw in some Bear Ticks to air and mix up with the fusion that I had before in my previous video where I have fire and water. So in comes, I believe that's TheEricVolpe versus my Cyndaquil. And Cyndaquil is no longer the powerhouse of my deck as fully evolved. It's more so like the Volcarona vanilla set, and I have like the what is called the Flip Teeny. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like the Victini with the special ability that allows me to cancel a certain coin flip and I guess redo it again. There's certain cards like that I remember in the Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Magic TCG match games also. So I'm just gonna draw a Vanillix and a Cubchao, right? So I have 4 Pokemon on my bench. I called him a she. He has a Pikachu and a TheEricVolpe out. He plays the interviewer's questions. I think he's gonna get access to, let's see, wait for it. Maybe 1, maybe 2. I'm guessing like 2. Let's predict 2. Oh, he doesn't get access to anything. That's pretty funny. So here we go. I actually didn't even notice that when I rendered this video before. That's actually pretty funny. So okay, I can play interviewer's questions, but I feel more comfortable playing the engineer's adjustments. And what do you know? I drew another one. So I'm just gonna play my stadium card after putting Larvesta on the bench. And what that does, the Burn Tower, I'm not actually sure if I played it in any of my previous videos, is it's helpful, but at the same time, the only downfall to that is that it also works for my opponent also. So my opponent can also access that stadium card. And what it does is, if I get a heads, like I just did, I'm able to get one basic energy card out of my graveyard and add it to my hand. Perfect for Typhlosion Reshiram decks that are running like rely on energy retrievals. I'm sorry, not Typhlosion, Emboars that allow energy retrievals and things like that. You know, you could actually get a little bit more access to fire decks. I wouldn't necessarily run it as Emboar Typhlosion. I'm sorry, Emboar Reshiram has like a lot of back support anyway with the Clefairies and stuff like that. But it's a nice tech to have. So anyway, he kills off my initial Cyndaquil. I wasn't necessarily too focused on that anyway. Hence why I didn't put a secondary fire energy onto it. It's better to work on your back row than your front row. I draw a Volcarona, which is awesome, and a Quilava, so I could kind of focus now on the Cyndaquil that I have out in place, since I definitely did just happen to draw the Quilava and able to do more damage. I'm thinking about attaching on to Larvesta, but I guess that'll be counterproductive. I forget what I do. In this case, I forgot that I didn't activate my Burn Tower, but unfortunately I'm gonna get a tail, so I'm not gonna get access to another card. So I'm thinking about Larvesta, Cyndaquil, things like that. Should I? Maybe, I don't even know. And I'm like, something, let me like take this time or whatever. I don't want him to get a suspicion or something like that I have something in my hand, because I don't want to necessarily have, because he has Raichu out. That's the thing that he has out right now. He could kind of target something that I have out in play currently, and I kind of don't want to evolve my Larvesta just as yet. I want to wait like maybe one more turn, so he could probably target something else with that secondary attack he has now with the Spark, because it does 40 damage to my active Pokemon and 20 damage to anything that he chooses on my bench. So as long as he doesn't choose Larvesta, I think that would be actually pretty great. And he chooses Vanillix, what do you know? So that's actually pretty great. If I would have evolved my Larvesta into a Volcarona right there and now, he would have deemed it as an immediate threat and ended up targeting that. I want it as clean as possible, because that's one of the more potent threats that I have, and one of the more potent techs that I have. Actually, it's more of a tech than a threat, because its initial ability its initial attack actually allows me to gain access to one energy in my graveyard and attach it to any Pokemon I have active and or on the bench. So that's actually pretty good. I don't want any damage, none whatsoever on that thing. So our player interviews questions, get access to 2 energies now. I'm just gonna try to bulk up my Quilava that I'm about to have just now. Yes. That nice evolution. We kicking back, son. Yes, we are. So I'm deciding let's not evolve this thing just yet because he might target it now. He's gonna continuously target my ice cream cone that I have out there. What a party pooper. Who doesn't like ice cream? Anyway, he plays a bill, right? Gets access to 2 cards, and I'm actually pretty grateful that he only has up to now 2 Pokemon on his side of the bench. So, oh, spoke too soon. There goes the Chansey. So that's 3 Pokemon. So I can't necessarily rely on knocking out all his Pokemon now. I have to focus on knocking out all his Pokemon for a win condition. I have to focus more so on getting all the prizes now. So he continues to target my my ice cream cone after Cool Lava bites the dust. And I'm just making sure that that was the case. I'm going to bring in Larvesta now because I have the Volcarona in my hand for like 2 turns. I'm going to evolve my Larvesta right now as soon as I get an energy card. So much for that. So I'm just going to evolve it. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. And I wish I had a Pokemon communication here. I just want to make my ice cream cone evolve. Actually, no, I want a bear tick. More so than the ice cream cone here. So I'm just going to play Professor Oak, actually, to reshuffle my hand after I evolve my Larvesta into a Volcarona. I get a Great Ball, which is awesome. Get a Druddigon. Yes! I've yet to use that. That's also a nice tech that SmugleafOfSerebii gave me, actually. So I'm just going to play the Great Ball. Ah, no ice cream cones? That blows! But, you know something? I wasn't even thinking. Why did I not get... No, actually, that doesn't even make sense because I completely forgot that my Cyndaquil just bit the dust before, so I'm gonna get access to Kulava. I'm thinking about why I didn't get to Typhlosion, but I'm like, wait, Kashif, your your Kulava that you had originally bit the dust. So I'm just going to get access to a fire energy, attach it onto Volcarona, which makes Volcarona able to use Heat Wave. It's other attack, I think that's what it is called, Heat Wave, if I'm not mistaken. It does 80 damage to the opposing Pokemon and inflicts a burn onto it. So that's actually pretty, that's decent damage actually. But I use it more so because of its first abilities. So I'm constantly discarding fire energies and water energies, and my pokes are constantly dying. I do want to gain access to the energies that I have. I don't want to necessarily just rely on the burnt tower. I have the Druddigon in play. He inflicts 40 damage. Let's see what else he targets here. I think he's going to continuously target my ice cream cone because you blow. What kind of... Oh, you didn't have a childhood, man. Come on, man. Son, who here doesn't like ice cream? Seriously. Like, wow. I don't know anybody who doesn't like ice cream. But then again, you know, the ice cream is not necessarily delicate or anything like that. It does bite back, so I guess that's why he deemed it as a threat. Or whatever, he's just talking about nonsense. Anyway, I gained access to one of my nice fire energies. That's what we do! Yes, I'm gonna try to focus on my Kulava now, right? As I prepare for Volcarona coming up pretty soon. Actually, I'm just going to attach another fire energy I previously discarded as I kill off Raichu. So that was actually 2 birds in 1 stone! So that's looking pretty good. I think my next target will be Druddigon because it needs 3 energies in order to do its attack that it has currently out now, and it actually has a good ability. Actually, well, its ability is akin to one of the abilities that it gets inside the simulator, Rough Skin. And if you knock it out, it does 20 damage to the opposing Pokemon and inflicted the last final damage onto it that will potentially knock Druddigon out. So in comes a Chansey, and I'm having Volcarona out in play. And I'm thinking about, you know, something, I'm just going to inflict a nice, you know, that nice Heat Wave. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We got that nice burnt tower. Going to get access to one of my energies. That's how we do it up in this bitch. But anyway, I'm having way too much fun again. But, okay, I'm just going to attach another fire energy onto my Druddigon here. Just to probably try to, bring that up a little. And I misclicked on Fiery Dance. I did not mean to do it. I did not mean to do that at all. I meant to do 80 damage and then inflict a burn. That's the 90 damage right then and there. I don't want any unnecessary damage on my Volcarona because it's like the only big present tech that I have on the field right now. Everybody else is just like offensive that I have on the field right now. I wish I had like Michael Fairies or something like that. But that doesn't happen. Anyway, we're here with Professor Elm's training method. I think he's probably, I'm a little bit afraid of Blissey. I'm like, oh, don't send out the Blissey, man. It's going to take forever to kill. But he's working on his back row, so he has the Ampharos out in play in his hand. I know he's going to evolve it. He has the potion, too. So that 30 damage out of just the previous turn is like useless, pointless, like bit the dust. So now he heals off damage potentially. He didn't even have any damage counters on him anyway, and that's the wow, that's crazy. So I do draw a Professor Oak's Professor Oak anyway. So anyway, I reshuffle my my hand or whatever, draw 7 cards, and now I gain access to that yes, evolution, right? Oh my gosh, Beartic and what's that? Vanillish. Wow, what was Game Freak thinking? Vanillish. That's actually pretty funny. But anyway, I'm just going to do what I wanted to do before I go for the Heat Wave now. Actually, no. What, should I retreat or something? I don't even know. Maybe, you know something? I think I'm going to retreat because I do notice how many damage counters are on Volcarona. And I want to save Volcarona for later on. Maybe I could, like, attach something else, like, attach energies onto something else as soon as something else dies, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I can have out an active Pokemon, and then later on bring in Volcarona to set up another Pokemon that I have on my bench. So that's actually what I was thinking. I don't gain access to an energy that I have out on my graveyard, so that's disappointing actually. Druddigon's unable to inflict any damage at all to that Chansey. So I'm like, oh my god, like, urgh. But Druddigon has like a high, I think that attack that he does is like 60 or 80 or something like that. And I'm looking pretty good here. He evolves his Flaffy into an Ampharos, and he plays a dual ball. Gains access to 1 basic Pokemon as he did get 1 heads. I'm not necessarily too fond of that trainer card because it relies too heavily on luck. I prefer Great Balls. I do have like a whole playset of dual balls, but I don't use them. I mean, I don't know. It's not reliable, you know? So he plays Rattata here, and I think later on he probably has I think he has Eradicate in his hand from earlier on before. He inflicts 30 damage and heals any damage that he had potentially that might inflict onto it. He takes 20 damage, notably. I don't even know why actually, but it probably has to deal with the attack that he did. Oh, that's right. The attack, I guess, whenever you hurt Druddigon, you deal 20 damage to yourself also. Rough Skin, like I said before. So, I think I'm going to gain access to the Final Evolve form. I'm going to get my Double Scoop Ice Cream real quick. Oh, man. Vanillux! That's right. Get that triple, double. I can't even count now. It's 2 ice creams. That's double, Kashif. Double, oh, stop making jokes. Just forget it. Anyway, I'm just going to inflict 60 onto that thing. And the next attack that Chansey inflicts onto Druddigon, I believe is going to be enough to kill off the Chansey also. So unless he doesn't want to save his Chansey for later on or something like that. Or maybe he's just not even paying attention. I guess that's just the case. I guess he, you know, or something like that. Because he does end up attacking me with his Chansey. And no damage counter is healed, and 20 damage from attacking the Druddigon. But unfortunately for me, I also bite the dust with my Druddigon, I believe. In this case, let's just wait for my Druddigon to bite the dust. I think that's what happens. This is a double down. Oh no, I was mistaken actually. It was one game I know that I had Druddigon, and it was like an interesting double down. I thought that this was the game actually. I had like a whole bunch of TCG matches. I've just never gotten around to you know, commentating on all of them. So don't worry guys, there's a lot of videos in store for you. But I get the Great Ball, gain access to Quilava actually, because it doesn't even matter because I have the Pokemon communication to trade in Quilava for the Typhlosion. So I'm looking actually pretty good here, and this is where the significance of me saving my Volcarona later on may come into play, because I can accumulate fire energies onto my Typhlosion, so I can repeatedly do its 120 base attack. So I have like my own little, you know, mini tech restaurant thing going on here, except not really, but you know, it's kind of what it is. But I played a Burn Tower, but unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to gain access to a fire energy, and I attach one onto Beartic. So Beartic's set. I only use Beartic for the initial ability, which puts the Pokemon to sleep. 60 damage onto whatever he has out on the field. I think that's something that's about to die. That's all I know, but I can't even see from this distance actually. So he attaches the electric energy onto me. I guess I'm attempting to inflict on some damage onto me, but not before he activates my own stadium card, enabling him access to one of the electric energies that he did use before. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what that is. That's Eradicate. That's right, and it has that ability, that attack that inflicts damage according to how many damage counters I already have out on my active Pokemon. So I know Druddigon can't take that. He takes 20 from daring to attack my Dragon, and we both bite the dust. That's actually interesting that we both get a double down, and we gain access to one of our prizes here. I'm just going to pick the bottom left-hand corner, get another Pokemon communication, which is Search. So I think later on, I'm just going to... Whoa, okay, so initially I was going to bring in my Volcarona to accumulate onto the Dragon... I'm sorry, to accumulate onto the Typhlosion. But I'm thinking, you know something, I don't want him necessarily doing the same thing that I plan to do, because I know Ampharos has the ability to gain access to electric energies that he has left in his deck and place them onto any Pokemon that he has out on the field. I don't want any of that, so I'm just going to attach another Fire Energy onto Typhlosion to inflict that easy 120 base right off the bat. No energies for you. What you doing? So Ampharos bites the dust. Gain access to one more of my prizes. I'm just one more away from victory. So I'm actually looking pretty good here. So let's see what he does. It looks like I think that's a Chinchou, I believe. Yes, it's a Chinchou. Hopefully he doesn't draw into a Lantern. You know, in the game that Typhlosion is not necessarily a good matchup against the Chinchou and or the Lantern, but it doesn't work like that in the TCG. Yes, it does. Actually, no, it doesn't. I want to say no, it doesn't. I only need to attach one what's it called? One more water energy onto my Vanillix in order to gain access to all of his attacks, preferably his initial attack, which allows me to paralyze the Pokemon that he has out actively on the field. And when you're paralyzed, I don't think you can retreat. You can't do anything for that particular turn. And I flipped 2 coins, and if any of them are heads, like bada bing, bada boom, you're paralyzed. And don't forget to add Victini onto that. I could just like, even if the off chance I do happen to get 2 tails, it's like I could just redo that. So what is the probability of me getting 2 tails twice in a row? That is insane. Anyway, he draws another dual ball, right? Gains access to another Pikachu, which I think he might be smart enough to focus his energy on, because if he remembers that my Volcarona only has, I think it's like 20 damage away from being able to bite the dust. Yes. So he draws another Pikachu, and because Dual Ball only grants you access to basic Pokemon, and he has a Chinchou on the play. Let's see what he does. Let's see what his next move is. Let's wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. Oh, plus power. Looks like he's trying to inflict that heavy damage. Yes, yes, mad damage. So he gains access to another energy thanks to my own stadium card. I'm helping this dude out plenty. Wow. I'm gonna stop using the stadium card. Seriously, it's gotta be something else better. But that's all I have access to right now. He inflicts 30 damage onto me. I guess he should have waited, in my opinion. Actually, I'm just gonna play the Pokemon communication after attaching another energy onto my Typhlosion. I'm thinking about going to Vanillix, but then again, I do want to inflict damage onto whatever he has out on the field right away, being that I only have 1 prize away from victory. And let's just see what happens. I'm just gonna almost forget to activate my my card there, my stadium card there, but unfortunately I get the tails, which doesn't grant me access to another card, another energy card. So later on I can't finish off this game as soon as, you know, as soon as I intended to finish off this game here. So out is the I was about to say Chinchou. That's interesting. Tongue twisted there. So out is the Chinchou, right? And I think it'd be smart for him to retreat his Pokemon now. He has a Raichu out in play, like I said before. I think that's what he does. Goes out into Raichu because he notices that he's just only 1 prize away from losing this battle. So he gets another heads with my stadium card, enabling him access to another electric energy. Like, it's helping him more than it's helping me. Come on. I got the thumbs up, but I'm actually in a dire situation here. So, I think he's going to target my Volcarona here. It does a 40 damage, but that's insignificant because my Volcarona is about to bite the dust, as you guys will see, and we're going to be even on prizes. If I don't draw another energy or something like that, if I don't get another energy, you know, there goes my tech. You know, I don't have access to another energy unless I'm lucky enough to draw one or something like that. I do have more interviewers' questions. And, oh, speak of the devil. I swear, I win. I better win, yo. Yes, heads. I automatically win the game. So just to show my opponent that it's not just on luck or whatever, because the Burn Tower was completely lucky, I'm just going to gain access to more energy cards just to kind of throw off it. It's like, oh, yeah, you won my luck. Not really, buddy. I got 2 energies, not 1. So I'm just going to attach 1 on to Typhlosion and finish this thing off before Raichu does anything else to me. My accent's kicking in. So that was actually a great game. Viewers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Definitely had a lot of fun. And yes, barbecue in winter. So peace. What you doing? Peace, guys. I definitely had a lot of fun.